underrated, very underappreciated, and in just recent years, really, I think people have come to appreciate it more and more. But it is far and beyond the most accurate and loyal adaptation, I think, of any comic book source material. How does that feel? How was your process in doing that?
Thank you for saying. I appreciate that immensely. Look, obviously, my favorite review of Watchmen said, and I don't think this was complimentary, but they said, you know, the writer is clearly drunk in love with the original material. And that was absolutely true. After I'd written X-Men, my agents were like, what do you want to do next? And I said, I want to adapt the greatest comic book of all time. They told me not to do it. It would never get made. We'd never work out the rights, blah, blah, blah. But we did. I do appreciate you saying that it's a faithful adaptation, and it is. But the writing in that movie is really Alan Moore's writing. I just curated the script. I protected it. I made sure that the studios didn't ruin it or change it into something else. So I am very proud of it, but as far as the writing goes, I'm just honoring Alan Moore's masterpiece.
That's awesome. Yeah, the only deviation I ever saw, and I'm sure you get this question, but the only difference really was the squid, octopus. What was the creative process between changing that? Was that something that came from the production standpoint, or is that your choice? How did that come to pass?
There were a number of reasons. For anybody who loved the squid, I love the squid as well, and I sympathize with you. Yeah, it's sort of a dark story. I signed my first deal on Watchmen with Universal on September 10th, 2001. So the next day was 9/11, and I was like, oh my God, they're never gonna make this movie now. And regardless, I felt like, though I loved the images from the comic book, I was like, I can't have Times Square full of bloody people. Like, that just was not going to happen, and didn't think it was in very good taste. The other reason was to set up the squid in the book. I'm sorry, spoilers. In the book, they're creating this space squid who has psychic powers and is going to be teleported into the middle of New York, and it was very, very complicated, and it would have taken me another half an hour of exposition to set all that up, and we already had a 3+ hour movie. So then Darren Aronofsky, the legendary director, was attached for a weekend, and I flew to New York, met with him. Then Paramount said his schedule didn't allow him to do the movie. They wanted the movie right away, so he backed out. But he sent me a note, and he said, I have a friend of mine who's a physicist, and he suggested, like, wouldn't it be cool if the source of the energy in the end is from Dr. Manhattan? Because he's already woven in, you know, he's this source of enormous power. And I thought that really made a lot of sense, and so I put it in the movie, and that's how it happened. So, you know, if you like that ending, great. If not, blame Aronofsky.
No, that's awesome. Yeah.
So I want to ask